And let me make this very clear. You don't have a choice whether or not you learn about LGBTQ plus in school. You don't have a choice. It's one of our values, the British value. And if you refuse to do it, that will be dealt with severely. Why would I care if anyone in this room wants to love somebody, whether it's to be a man or a woman? The only thing that you can be taken out of is sex education. And that is from when your parents speak to me and get permission. Nobody in this room has done that. LGBTQ is not sex education. That is relationships. Okay? You do not have the authority or the ability to refuse to do it.
Wait a minute. I need to get your permission for you to not indoctrinate my child with an abomination mindset, with an abominable thought process. Listen, if I was in that school, even if I was like a junior or a sophomore or freshman, I would have knocked the hell out of that bastard. That filthy thing that was talking there. That's not a man. I would have pummeled him. I would have been going to jail that day. I would have made sure he ceased to exist. Straight up. Because that's a demon talking through flesh and blood. Oh, man. Listen, they can't. Listen, they touch my children. They push that crap, threaten my children. And your parents can't do nothing about it. Yo, I'm going to find that dude. I'm going to find him. And he will never speak or utter any such nonsense again.
Parents and everyone, listen carefully.
I know that people are going to get mad at me for this video, but honestly, I want to tell the truth. I've sat on this for 10 years. It's been 10 years since I've had this surgery. And I didn't want people to know. There's this expectation in the trans community that if you have any problems with the surgery, if you're not happy with yourself after having it, you're not supposed to talk about it because it makes all of us look bad. And I didn't want to be that person. I didn't want to get dragged by my own community for telling the truth about the situation. In this video, I'm going to tell you all why I regret having the surgery.
The thing is that you are being pushed, you are being applauded, you are being, mesmerized by, oh, you go and you do your thing and it's beautiful thing that you're doing. Now that you done emasculated yourself, it's irreversible. Most people know the result of that. It took you 10 years, or like you said, you had it 10 years ago, but now the result or the emotion done settled down. Now you seeing or you recognizing the mistake that you've made, the irreversible mistake, and now your life is forever changed because of an emotion or a feeling. And no one can tell me what to do, and I'm going to do it anyway. And now you regret the repercussion. You're going to have to bite that.
Talked about this before, and this is going to be one of the hardest things I've ever had to do in my entire life. Before I get into it, I need to apologize. I need to apologize to all the people that I've lashed out at because they got under my skin, rightfully so, because they knew who I was. I think they saw and understood who I was better than I did. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry to Matt Walsh. I'm sorry to Libs of TikTok. I'm sorry to all the detransitioners who are just out there trying to tell their truth. It wasn't right of me to lash out at all of you. I understand now why Matt Walsh and Libs of TikTok, Tim Pool, Blair White, why all of those people blocked me on Twitter because they thought I couldn't be helped. But I think this changes now. I was 18 years old when my parents took me to the doctor to have the surgery. All I ever wanted to do was feel like a normal kid. I got bullied a lot, and I didn't think that I could ever really be a man. I thought that maybe it would be easier to be a woman because I wouldn't get bullied. I wouldn't get called a sissy boy.
Do you see where the decision arrived from? Okay, now put aside the bullying. Again, I'm never for bullying or whatever. It was an emotion. He said that he wished that he could be a woman because the bullying would be less. So it really wasn't because, oh yeah, like I've always said that these people make up an emotion about how they feel just to get the result they want. And they try to say it's genetically something that's genetic within them that's forcing them to want to do that. No, It's just I want to do what I want to do, and should no one tell me what to do. And now you're suffering the consequences.
I was wrong. I was completely wrong. And I'm going to regret this for the rest of my life. There's an entire industry around transgender people. Doctors who are making millions of dollars butchering children. It's absolutely disgusting. And I fell prey to them. Once you have the surgery, there's no way to go back. There's no way to reverse the irreversible damage. You're stuck with genitals that are mutilated for the rest of your life. I've been a lifelong patient. I was made a lifelong patient. I've been seeing doctors since I was a child. I'll be on medication for the rest of my life. I really wish that the doctor who performed on my genitals warned me about any of the things that would happen. The irreversible damage that I can never change. I'll never be able to get my life back. And part of the reason that I'm making this video in the first place is because I want to warn people. I want to let you know what happens when you have the surgery, so maybe you won't have the same mistake I did.
I mean, I give him respect for manning up and coming clean and clarifying a lot of things that needed to be clarified. And I've always thought that it's always financial backing. It's always a financial side or aspect to everything. When these corporations or associations get behind a particular group, it's always about the money. Just follow it. You'll always find out their true agenda behind it. And you heard what he said, they're mutilating children on purpose. They're monsters, bruh. They're monsters, and they are enjoying this and getting paid.
No weapons formed against us
This
will
is
prosper.
a video they put out on YouTube. It's titled "A Message from the Gay Community." And anyway, here's the message. Let's listen.
You think we're sinful? You fight against our rights. You say we all lead lives you can't respect. But you're just frightened. You think that we'll corrupt your kids if our agenda goes unchecked. Funny, just this once, you're correct. We'll convert your children. Happens bit by bit, quietly and subtly, and you will barely notice it. You can keep them from disco, warn about San Francisco. Make him wear pleated pants, we don't care. We'll convert your children. We'll make them tolerant and fair.
There you go. That is ultimately the goal. Now, we also have, okay, we'll play this clip for you real quick too, because then the song goes on. I'm not going to play the whole thing for you, but I think the creepiest part of the whole song, you probably thought that it couldn't get creepier than that. Well, it does. Here you go.
We're coming for them. We're coming for your children. We're coming for them. We're coming for your children. We're coming for them.
Oh, nothing weird about that. A bunch of grown men.
He gives this comment. Let me say this. Samson killed 1,000 with his bare hands. I may have to top him when these abominations come around. I promise you, I will have no problem trying to outdo that Samson score. For real.
Saying we're coming for your children. What else do you need to know? They've put it in song. They're singing it to you. We're coming for your children. Yep, we are.
Let them come. They will not leave. That's a promise.